Hi guys, in this third lesson on turnarounds I want to talk about tritone substitution and altered dominance. So the progression that I'm going to talk about in this third lesson is this turnaround. B flat major 7, D flat 7, C minor 7, F7 altered. And of course you can interpret that in another way, because as I'll show you with the scales, whether you play D flat 7 with a 13 and a sharp 11, or you play G7 altered, you're gonna end up with the same scale and basically the same notes. So the difference is gonna be only what you think in terms of arpeggios and melodically how you approach it. So this would be the same as this turnaround: B flat major 7, G7 altered, C minor 7, F7 altered. And of course, in the same way, we could also replace the F7 with a B7 sharp 11. So the first thing we should do is probably just to go over the scales that fit the different chords, so we have something to work with. For the B flat major 7 and for the C minor chord, basically I'm just using the B flat major scale, so that would be this scale. And for the D flat 7 or G7, because I'm thinking of the D flat 7 as a tritone substitute, which means that it's a D flat 7 with a sharp 11 and you're playing the Lydian dominant scale on it. You can check out, I have both lessons on Lydian dominant sounds and also on tritone substitution, which I'll link to. Yeah, so the scale you have for that, also for the altered scale, you're going to end up with the A flat minor melodic. So that would be this scale. And for the F7 altered, it's pretty much the same idea. We're just going to use the melodic minor that's a half step above F, so that's the F sharp melodic minor, so that will be this scale. But of course we don't only need the scale, we also need some arpeggios, so we have some more stuff to work with when we are making melodies and improvising on this turnaround. So for each chord I'm giving you two arpeggios. It's quite simple, in fact. For the B flat major 7, the B flat major arpeggios, of course, and the one from the third of B flat major 7, so that would be the D minor 7. And it can be worthwhile to check them out in the higher octave too, in this position, whenever possible. Of course, if you look a bit further in terms of arpeggios, it's only going to give you more stuff to work with. For the D flat 7, first the D flat 7 arpeggio, and also the one from the third of D flat, and the third of D flat is an F, so the diatonic arpeggio is in F half diminished. For the C minor, well, C minor 7, and from the third of C minor, so E flat major 7. For the F7, the E flat minor 7 flat 5, and the B7. So as you can see, on the altered chord I actually choose the same arpeggios as I would if I thought about it as a B7, so as a tritone substitution. Mostly because the F arpeggio, the diatonic arpeggio on F in F sharp melodic minor or F altered, is a half diminished chord, and and that's not such a nice chord to use because we're really missing the A, the major third of the dominant chord. So you end up using other arpeggios that has two of them will then be the E flat half diminished and the B7. So the etude I've written just to demonstrate some of the lines that I would make on a progression like this sounds like this. So that was the etude that I've written on this turnaround. Just to go over what I'm playing on the first B flat chord. The arpeggio I'm using is actually a B flat 6 or a G minor 7. But I think mostly it's the triad, and then I'm walking up the scale to hit the 5th of the D flat. On the D flat I'm using this A flat minor triad. If you play this kind of D flat, that's an A flat minor triad. So that's obviously a good choice for an upper structure for this chord. On the C minor 7, I'm running down the E flat major 7 arpeggio, and then I'm using that to get to sort of the same kind of idea on the F7. And then I'm using the F sharp minor major arpeggio. And on the low F sharp or G flat, I resolve that to F on the next B flat chord. On the next turnaround, I start off with this sort of, you can call it a pentatonic fragment, or you can call it the Coltrane 1, 2, 3, 5 pattern. In this case I'm starting on the F because that works really well on the B flat. Otherwise you would see it as an F major pentatonic fragment maybe. So I'm up on this high C on the B flat, and then I'm going to the B, so the 7th of the D flat. And I'm playing this small scale fragment. And resolving that to the G on the C minor. And this is just sort of a basic inversion of the C minor arpeggio. On the F7, I just go to the note that's in between the last two notes I played. So I get this D flat. And from there I can use this sort of minor cliché pattern, which works really well because it gives you this flat 13, third, sharp 9, flat 9, and then of course on the next turnaround we're going to resolve that to an F. The third turnaround I start off with using the D minor 7 arpeggio, but I played it in an inversion. On the D flat, I'm just continuing this movement, so the next note I'm playing is actually just a half step above. And on the D flat 7 here I'm using sort of a shell voicing, which is like a B major shell voicing, and then running down the scale. And of course that naturally resolves to G on the C minor, where I'm using just a minor pentatonic run. And then if I was thinking more in terms of the tritone substitution, I can do this with the same fragment. So I'm moving it to the alto scale by just moving it down to this Coltrane pattern from B over the F7. Also because then you get this sort of descending figure that is coming where the top melody is sort of moving down chromatically, which works quite well melodically, I think. And then of course that would need to resolve to an F, which it does. And then on the F, I'm not using the same pattern, I'm moving it up a bit and going. So that's just a D minor triad over the B flat. And then on the D flat 7, I'm actually returning to the A flat minor triad, but now I'm playing the pattern a little bit differently, so I can resolve this A flat to a G, and on the C minor, well, that's just an E flat major 7 arpeggio, and then on the F7 I'm just descending down through the what's it called? That's called an E flat minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio, which is of course one of the arpeggios that I talked about in the beginning, and that naturally resolves to the D on the last B flat. So that was a short introduction to the alto dominant on the 6th degree in a turnaround, and also of course an introduction to the tritone substitution applied to a turnaround. I hope you can use it. This is of course these are examples that you can build your own on, and just stuff that should give you ideas about how you should make your own lines. So that's probably the best way to practice it, in lifting out which arpeggios I use and which notes I emphasize and stuff like that, and then trying to use that when you're making lines yourself. In any case, I hope that you like this video. If you like it, then please like it here on YouTube, and you can of course subscribe to my channel. I make lessons every week, pretty much, and if you want to download a PDF of the examples from this lesson, then you can go to my website, and there you can also subscribe to my newsletter if you want emails with the stuff that I'm making, both in terms of scale charts and lessons, but also upcoming CDs and stuff like that where I'm playing. I hope that you can use the stuff that I talked about here. If you have any comments or any suggestions for lessons or things I should work on, then I would love to hear them, so please leave them as a comment here on the video, or get in touch with me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and let me know there. I have stuff happening on most of these social networks. Among other things, on Instagram I post small jazz licks that you can check out, and also with the sheet music most of the time. So that would be one reason to go there and check. In any case, thank you for watching, and until next week.